You have kidney disease and you're trying to figure out what you should and shouldn't eat. Well, I'm going to tell you what the dietitian should have told you, but didn't. Coming right up. When you get diagnosed with kidney disease, one of the first things that happens is you get referred to a dietitian. Now, those of you who have already done this, you know, chances are it wasn't very helpful. And I remember my first time going to a dietitian. I was actually in the hospital, so I got their dietitian. So you'd expect her to be an expert, huh? Well, she came in with 2 documents that she had printed out. One of them had a diet that was good for my heart, because I had had a heart attack, so I needed to make sure that I took care of my heart. And the other printout that she had was a generic renal diet, a kidney diet. Now, she sat there and she went back and forth between them, and they conflicted constantly with each other. I remember one of them said, eat more fish, and one of them said, don't eat fish. Pretty much in the end, the takeaway that I got was do not eat microwave popcorn. Yeah. And I'm pretty sure I paid quite a bit, or at least my insurance paid quite a bit for that completely useless conversation. Getting diagnosed with chronic kidney disease is a life-altering event, but I was ready to make the changes needed to help my kidney to improve. I did not want to just sit there and let it continue to decline. Now, like you, I went online and did a lot of searching, and what I found was conflicting information. And a lot of the information was the same generic, I want to say bullcrap, that doctors give to the patients. Eat less of this, eat less of that, eat less salt. Well, I'm not one to settle with the generic stuff. I wanted something that really worked. So what I started doing was reaching out by email and even making phone calls to researchers and doctors all around the world. And there's a lot of countries that are so far ahead of the United States in treating kidney disease. And I asked them, what do you do? And they told me. And what it came down to was not something generic. It was, you need to eat what works for your body today. Now, that word today is really important. And by that, what they meant was get your lab work done, which includes your blood work and your urine tests. Get those done and use that, your latest lab works, to guide you on what to eat and what not to eat. Every time you get your lab work done, make certain and get a copy of it. That is extremely important. Sometimes you might get lucky and they're available online, which makes it really easy to go in there and track your progress. What's going up and what's going down? What do you need to work on to get into the normal range or the standard range? And it will tell you on your lab reports what the standard range is. You need to get a copy of those, because that is your personal guide specific to you and your kidney and your situation that will tell you what you need and what you don't need. Now, let me ask a quick question. When you had your conversation with a dietitian, did they talk about your lab work? I bet you they didn't. And if they did not, that tells me you just got some generic crap that is not specific to you and that is not going to help you to get better. All it's going to do is slowly let you ride the train to kidney failure town, where you have to get dialysis just to stay alive. Now, if your dietitian talked about your labs, congratulations. Not only is that extremely rare, you have a great dietitian. Listen to what they say, because your labs should be the first thing they talked about when they were talking about what you should and should not eat. Once you get your lab results, you want to make a list. What items are you too high on? and which ones are you too low. And it tells you, here's the standard range, so you know if you're too high or too low. And they're usually red or bold on the report, so it's really easy to spot them. Now, 4 of them that are very common for those with kidney disease to need to manage are potassium, phosphorus, sodium, which is salt, and glucose, which is sugar. Now those are easy to manage because you control what you put in your mouth, and you can control how much or how little of those you get. And it's all based on what you eat and what you drink. Now, sugar and salt are both listed on the labels. Look on the product's label and it'll tell you how much sugar, it's usually listed under the carbohydrates, and how much sodium or salt is in there. When it comes to potassium and phosphorus, those are a lot harder. And if you use an app to track your food, I have not yet found a single one that tracks both potassium and phosphorus. So you usually have to go into Google or go on the manufacturer's website to find out how much of those you have. Now, I personally keep my potassium at under 2,000 milligrams a day. I'm perfectly fine by keeping it right there, and that gives me quite a bit that I can eat. You'll also want to measure your albumin and your BUN. And these two are also something you can control, but it's harder and it takes a lot more time. Those two are usually impacted by the protein you eat and the water you drink, the amount of fiber you eat also. Now, fiber is great for your diet. Look for lots of ways to add fiber. Protein is not all equal though. Animal protein is really, really tough on your kidney. It puts a lot of stress on them. So I would recommend going with non-soy plant-based protein. And you can usually find those in your grocery store looking in the frozen freezer section for the vegan food. There's some delicious fake meat products that they taste like meat. On Dadvice TV, we have a recommendation for a vegan chicken patty. It tastes identical to a McChicken chicken patty from McDonald's. It's great to use those. Use some veganese, some mayonnaise, and some lettuce. And you've got your own kidney-friendly version of a McChicken sandwich. Your creatinine is a number which is very, very important. It is used to calculate how much kidney function you have left. And you can't directly decrease that by changing what you eat, but you can indirectly by eating healthier, making better choices, and keeping everything in the normal range or the standard range. You will see that level start to decrease. And as it decreases, you will start to feel better. Now, in addition to keeping everything within the standard range, you're really trying to reduce stress on your kidneys so they have time to kind of heal themselves. Now, they're not going to completely fix themselves, but when you really make a kidney work, you can't keep up. It kind of gets tired in a way, and it makes it difficult. So you want to reduce stress. And another way to do that is to avoid artificial ingredients. I mean artificial colors, artificial flavoring, and preservatives that are added to food. You want to stay away from those. If you look on the label of ingredients, read through the ingredients, you're going to become an ingredient reader. Look for faux, PHO. I mean, it's got phosphorus added. Look for the word artificial. You don't want it if it has the word artificial in there. And look for POT, P-O-T. That is a form of potassium. And the faux and the POT, there's so many different chemical versions of them. Just when you see PHO in a word or you see POT in a word, you don't want that. There's artificial ingredients in there, and that just adds additional stress to your kidneys. And that's what we're trying to do. Reduce stress, your kidneys can get better, and they can handle what you do eat, which increases their ability to filter your blood, and you're gonna be better all around. Now, when it comes to drinking, you're going to want to try your hardest to stick with water. You can add some lemon, you can add some cucumber for flavoring. There's also, I found some additives you can add that are completely natural. They don't have any phosphorus, no potassium. They don't have sugar. They're sold at Walmart. They're also listed on dadvicetv.com. You can add some of those for flavor. You want to try to stay away from juices. Juices, especially those you buy at the store, can be loaded with extra sugar and extra chemicals that your body does not need. They're just putting more stress on your kidneys. Now, if you do want juice, avoid orange juice. I know, I love orange juice too. It's extremely high in potassium. Use fresh pressed. You either made it at home or you went to Whole Foods or something and it was pressed right then and there, and it's pure juice from whatever you are drinking. That'll be the healthiest, version of juice for you. It doesn't have anything extra added. If you get smoothies, you gotta be really, really careful, because if they throw in some avocado, they throw in some banana, they throw in some oranges, all of those, it's hard to add up and calculate how much potassium and phosphorus and other stuff is being added to that. So your best bet, I know it's difficult, is to stick with water. Water does so much for your body. It's really easy to consume. It's also helpful for your kidneys to limit processed meat, pretty much cut that out completely, and dairy. Processed meat is just loaded with salt and all sorts of other stuff, and it's using some of the worst cuts of meat. When it comes to dairy, that puts a lot of stress on your kidneys. So it's best to greatly limit the amount of dairy that you do consume. Eating more fiber is extremely helpful for your kidneys. It can do wonders, and you should be eating at least 30 grams a day, and that's hard to do. Now, what I do is I like to add Benefiber Healthy Weight to every single thing I eat. It doesn't change the texture, and it does not change the taste. As a matter of fact, you can even add it to water. Mix it in, it completely dissolves, you don't know it's there, and you can easily get an extra 5 grams of fiber in a single meal. Do that for every meal, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Right there is half the fiber you need for the day. So do everything you can to add more fiber. Water retention is very common in those with kidney disease, and your doctor may put you on a reduced sodium diet. They'll probably limit you around 1,500 or 2,000 milligrams a day. Now, that's good for your body overall anyway, so no matter what stage you're at, you should do that. It'll help your heart, it'll help your blood system, and it'll help prevent retaining water. Now, an easy thing to do is just limit each meal to 700 milligrams of sodium maximum. It's pretty easy to keep a low sodium breakfast. Lunch and dinner, it's going to take a little bit of effort to get used to it, but you can do it. And especially if you're cutting out processed meats and things like that that are just loaded with sodium. So when you go out there and you look for something, you're looking for a quick microwave meal, there's a lot of great options out there. Look at the sodium on the back. Things that have 480 or less milligrams of sodium per serving are considered low sodium. But I like to keep mine in the 500 range. I find there's a lot of options that have 500, 520, 580 milligrams of sodium per serving. And also, speaking of per serving, be careful. Some packages are a bit tricky. I've got a great little small microwave Indian dinner that I absolutely love, and it's about 600 milligrams of sodium per serving. The problem is that small little thing that I throw in the microwave, it's 2 servings. It's not that big. Nobody can eat half of one of those things. It gives you very little chicken and sauce. So be careful for serving size. When you're reading those labels, check it. Make sure they're not being tricky, making it look like it's a low calorie, low sodium, healthy meal, when really there's 2 or 3 servings in there. Another great tip, when you're out grabbing your food, try to get organic. Yeah, I know it costs a little bit more, but really it's a little bit more. I can pick up regular set of apples for $1.49 or $1.79 a pound. It's $1.89 a pound for organic. That extra dime is worth reducing stress on my kidney and improving my health. So whenever possible, pick organic. There's less chemicals on there, and you don't need that stuff because all that gets right through your kidneys, puts so much stress on it. Now let's talk supplements. Make sure you stop all supplements you're taking unless those that your doctor is aware of. It can be extremely stressful for your kidneys to be taking over-the-counter multivitamins and stuff like that. Now there's a good chance your doctor will probably prescribe some vitamin D for you. It's a very common vitamin for those with kidney disease to need, especially if you're not getting a lot of sunlight. You're not going outside a lot. Maybe you feel fatigued. Maybe you're like me. You're up in Ohio right now where there's not a lot of sun most of the year and you need some vitamin D. Also, speaking of supplements, there are a lot of them that can help you. They can help add fiber. They can help reduce inflammation on your kidneys. They can help your kidneys relax, remove some of the stress from them. Look at dadvicetv.com. I've got a long list of supplements that I use and I take that have helped. And I follow the diet, but the supplements that I take are the #1 cause of my kidneys getting better every single time I get my blood work done. There's one that I take that gives energy. It has no caffeine. It's great for you. Now the supplements that I take, they're used all around the world in these countries that are far better than the US at treating kidney disease. A lot of them are different kinds of flowers and roots and things like that. Definitely consider adding some of those to your diet. Now don't just go there and buy them all and start popping pills and taking them all. Some of them could interact with medications you're taking, your blood pressure. There's one that I take that is fantastic for helping my food get through. It's considered a fiber supplement, but it does more than just give you fiber. You can't take it with pills. You gotta take your pills, wait a few hours so they can get in your body, then you take that one. It helps things move through really quickly, which helps with your weight control. Things don't spend much time inside your body. But do consider supplements as a very important part of your strategy to improve your kidney health. Some of them you don't need, some of them consult your doctor and see if you should add those. The last piece of advice that your dietitian should have told you and probably didn't is that, and many of you are not going to want to hear this, there is no such thing, it's a myth, it's a fictional thing, as a cheat day. I hear people all the time, oh, it's a cheat day. Let's eat some cheesy fries covered in bacon. Let's have a big old slice of pizza. Let's drink a soda. It's a cheat day. Everyone deserves a cheat day. Well, you don't deserve kidney disease, okay? That's true. Cheat days are not true. One bad meal could knock off weeks of effort that you spent helping your kidneys to relieve stress on them and get better. So there is no such thing as a cheat meal, a cheat snack, a cheat day. That should not be in your vocabulary. Anyone who wants to have a cheat day is not taking their health serious. They are not worried about their future. They don't care. They're just ready to give up and go sit and wait for their kidneys to decline and get on dialysis. I don't want dialysis, and you shouldn't either. So don't fall in for this made up thing of everyone deserves a cheat day. They don't exist. Stick to your plan. Stick to your diet. Think of everything you put in your body as either medicine that helps you or poison that doesn't. You don't deserve a dinner of poison. You never sit down and eat a box of rat poison, would you? No. So don't do it by picking the wrong foods. Stick to the diet. You're going to get better. You're going to get healthier. Your kidneys are going to improve. You're going to feel worlds better and be able to do all these things that you thought you couldn't do. And I know you can stick to it. I did it. And let me tell you something. Before I got kidney disease, I did not eat a single meal at home. Every single meal I ate, all 3 of them a day, came from eating out. And the majority of that is, you guessed it, fast food. I couldn't microwave diddly squat. The microwave was only for reheating food. I never made anything in there. I didn't know the difference between a pot and a pan and a saucepan or any of that stuff. I didn't know how to even use the stove. As a matter of fact, I have a double gourmet ovens and a big old nice stove top at my home. Never ever used those before I got kidney disease. Now, I follow the diet. I stayed to it. And believe me, I know there's temptations to get off of it. But when you get your blood work and you see those results and you see that now everything's in the range, the standard range, you're doing great, you're feeling good. You see your GFR, which measures how good your kidneys are functioning. When you see it climbing, that makes it all so worth it. All right, good luck. If you like this video, please share it with others that have kidney disease. And learn more about what I did, the 8 steps to fight kidney disease and beat it, at my website, www.dadvicetv.com. And if you like these videos, go to YouTube. Subscribe to my channel, Dadvice TV, and click the little bell icon. That way you'll get notifications every time I upload a new one. Thank you.